kept hitting my phone. It went black for a minute. What's up, y'all? Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Tasha's checking in with another video, and we just doing a quick little chit chat, okay? Now, I know most of y'all not used to seeing my locks in this state. However, it's morning time on a Saturday. I just got off of work, child. If you come up in the room, this is what you're going to see. Me and my lock status, okay? Let me fix this tripod, child. This tripod be annoying me sometimes. I hope you all are having a happy Saturday. I know it's early. Some of y'all had a long week, so y'all probably not about the bed yet and all of that. But I wanted to come on and just chit chat with y'all for a little bit. I am still up this morning because I am headed to my women's group Bible study, and it starts at 10:30. So I was just kind of like, I'm not even gonna go to sleep. Like, what's the point of going to sleep? And then I got to get up and go to this Bible study. So I said, why not come on and talk to my YouTube family, see what y'all doing on this Saturday morning, see what kind of vibe we get in the room this Saturday morning, and yeah, just chit chat. Again, like I said, my locks is out. I will be honest. I'm going to be honest and very transparent. Not really feeling my locks at this point in the lock journey. Now, if you have locks, and these are locks if you're not familiar. If you have locks, you know that it is a journey when you first start out. You're going to love them some days, you're going to hate them some days. But I think the biggest thing with mine is that I'm concerned about the process. Like, I'm concerned about the frizz. I'm concerned, and I know the frizz is going to come, but I'm concerned about when I get them freshly twisted and they look real fresh and twisted, I still have this frizz on the, that part of the lock. So, a little concerns, for the most part, I don't completely hate them. It's just, it depends. It depends on what's going on. Like, sometimes I'll get home in the morning and I'll look in the mirror after I get off of work and I'm like, oh, my locks are so beautiful this morning. Then sometimes I get home and I'm just like, okay, my locks are driving me crazy this morning. And that is true for this morning. So, quick story time about the locks. So I told this story on my TikTok page and I'm gonna share it with y'all. So this what happened, right? So I'm going to end up taking these women to court, okay? So this is the story time. So I went in September, last September, me and my husband, we went to Jamaica for our anniversary, right? And so I wanted to get my hair, my locks were only 6 months in, and so I did not want to unleash them to Jamaica, right? So I went and I got my hair braided. I got some hair added onto my lock, okay? So all I wanted them to do when I went in the African Hair Gallery, I said, listen, just take my lock and braid on top of my lock. That's what I told them to do in the African Hair Gallery. They said, cool, okay? So I had to buy the hair for the style that I wanted. It was, the locks were longer, but they were in the same texture as my real hair, right? So they finished my hair. I loved my hair and everything. I left the shop, right? Good morning, hello. So I left the shop and I went on about my business, right? Okay, cool. I went to Jamaica. We had a really great time and everything. We loved Jamaica. It was a vibe, okay? We got back from Jamaica, of course. I left the locks that they did in for a month, okay? I left them in for a month because I didn't want to mess up my my regular locked hair, right? So, I'm doing a story time about, I'm taking this African Hair Gallery to court for messing up my hair. Now, I kept them in for a month. I ended up going back to them and asking them to take the extensions out of my hair, right? Because I didn't want to cut my real hair. So hello everybody. So after I took the extensions out, they took the extensions out, I went to go get my lock retwisted. Now, if you're not familiar with lock retwisted, now I need a retwist because I have a lot of new growth. When you retwist the lock, you take the lock and you put it in and you palm roll it and you put product on it and you put it down and your hair right here is very smooth, almost like my hair is right here, okay? So I'm due for that. I'm gonna get that done this month. So you have dreads, so you understand what I'm talking about, right? Okay. So when I got them to take my hair out at the African Hair Gallery, the extensions, I was going to go get a retwist. So when I went to my loctologist and I was getting a retwist, she screamed. She was like, "Oh my God, what happened to your hair?" So I didn't know what she was talking about. When I got to her child, the women had put a bald spot in my hair right here. Now my hair is grown back so you can't see it. And they had a bald spot right here. Now I didn't see either one of those because my hair was out like this. So I was just like, oh my God. So my loctologist went ahead, she retwisted my hair. Not only did they do that, my lock at the front of my hair right here, they took hair from it. And this is what I'm left with, right? My natural hair that's out. So I don't know why my lock girl has not put it into the lock. I don't understand that. However, I'm going to get her to do that once I go this month to get it touched up. So after she did my retwist and everything, and it looked really cute and all of that, I went back to the African hair braiding place and I let them know, hey, y'all broke down one of my locks, interrupted the process, and you put 2 bald spots in my hair. So now because of that, I want my money back. I ended up spending $200 something to get them to put extensions in my hair for my trip to Jamaica. Okay, so they told me, she gave me a card, the hair braider, and she said, call the boss, the supervisor of the braiding shop. So I went out to my car, I called her, I let her know what happened, who I had spoke to. So she said, let me call you back. So she apparently called inside, spoke to the head braider, and the head braider comes out to my car and she tells me, we need you to go get a professional opinion of what happened to your hair. And I said, well, my lock girl that I normally get my locks done with, she's a professional. She has you know, been doing my hair for a year and she's never seen bald spots in my hair. She does my hair all the time, right? And they were saying, no, we don't want you to get it from the girl that does your hair. We want you to go to a dermatologist. So they were not going to give me my money back for damaging my locks until I went and got professional dermatologist treatment or what was that? That's somebody brakes. Their car need to be fixed. So so I went ahead and I went to the dermatologist. Now, I have insurance from my job, so I was like, let me just go to the dermatologist. Went to the dermatologist. I had to pay $25, okay, for that visit. Not only that, the dermatologist told me that I had traction alopecia. Now, I'm thinking to myself, alopecia, that's the only thing I heard, right? Yeah, they did me dirty. So I was just like, how does that happen? So she told me that traction alopecia is when someone is like twisting really hard on your hair really tightly to the point where it causes a bald spot to get in your hair. So it wasn't that I had alopecia because I was sick. I had traction alopecia because of what they had done to my hair. Because when they took it out, they were really rough and they caused these bald spots, okay? So I got the paperwork from the dermatologist. She gave me this oil in the thing about that big, and she told me to apply it to those areas where the bald spot was every night. And I did that, and it has grown my hair back, right? Still a little thin right there. However, I'm still going to use the product. So now, fast forward, I was supposed to go back up there, tell them what happened. I went to the dermatologist and this is what they said, but I didn't go back there. What I'm going to do is take them to small claims court, and I'm going to sue them for the damage of my hair. Not only, I have pictures that my loctologist took. There was bald spots in my hair, okay? Even though the hair is grown back, it's not 100%. They broke down one of my locks during the beginning stages of my process, which, as you can see, for some reason, my loctologist has not connected it. What's up, Sophie Lewis? How are you? And so, yeah, I'm taking them to court, okay? In the state of Georgia, where I am, it is $100 to take them to court. Yes, it happened back in September. What's up, Yuli girl? Yes, it happened back in September, but that does not mean I'm not taking them to court because they're going to pay me for damaging my hair. They tried to make it seem like I was the one that was the problem, that they didn't have nothing to do with it. But even the lady that had did my hair initially said when she did my hair, I didn't have any bald spots in my hair. Thank you, Sophie. Right now, I do not feel like I'm slaying, child. Some days I love my locks. Some days I hate my locks. This morning, I hate my locks. So that was the story time about where the African Hair Gallery was only supposed to pick my lock up. Now, my lock's already parted, or you already have something to work with the lock. All you had to do was pick it up and braid on top of it. Instead, oh, thank you, not, is it Char? I'm going to say it wrong. So I ain't even going to say it. Thank you, not. So all they had to do was pick my lock up, braid on it. And I only left it in for a month. And the only people that have been doing my hair for a year is my loctologist. They were the first people I let do my hair in a year. So I knew that they did it, and it was not the loctologist that had done it. So I'm going to let y'all know what happened with the story time and the issues with me. I'm definitely taking them to courts. They are definitely going to pay me for my pain and suffering, because now, of course, my hair is grown back in both of those areas, but it's still weak. And then my loctologist, I'm thinking about trying a new girl. Shh, don't tell her. Because why is this part of my natural hair out of the lock? You have tools that are able to, put hair inside of a lock if you need to. If you're really good at doing locks, this should not be out. You should have been put this back into the lock by now. And so all I've been doing is just kind of, taking the lock, taking that hair, and like I'm going to show y'all, I just kind of roll it up in there, and then it just kind of does its thing and stay in there. But for most of the time, I put on either a headband or I flat twist my hair back like so, like that. And sometimes I'll put it like that, or I'll do different stuff with it. It just depends on how I'm feeling, what mood I'm in, but I don't want to do a whole bunch with it, because also what I'm finding with my locks too, and y'all can let me know if you all have locks, it's so thin right here. Look at this. It's really thin and thick right here with the lock, and it's thin right here. And so it feels like it's so thin that if someone yanks it, that it'll come out. But maybe that's just the maturity of the lock. I don't know if y'all can see that, why it's so thin right there. So it is like that in some of my locks in the back. So I don't know what's going on there. But I'm definitely looking at probably trying somebody else. Not said getting my dreads retwisted still hurts since I was not. Really? Wow. It doesn't really hurt me. She actually does a good job. Now, the girl that does my hair, she has pros and cons, right? She makes her own products, and they are really good. She makes her own lock butter. She makes her own moisture spray, and she makes her own oil. So I always buy the moisture spray and the oil so that my locks can get, the moisture that they need. So she's really good at that. I'm not mad at the tips of my locks. See how they are at the tips? I love that part. But however, there's a lot of thin ones. Like I said, I just showed y'all, look how thin that is. And I don't know if that's the maturity of it, but it's really, really thin for my scalp, but then thick down here. So I don't really like that. And that's a couple of them in my head. So when I go back to her, I'm going to ask her, like, what's up with that? Or am I going to just get a second opinion with another loctologist and let them work on my head for a while and see if I see a difference, right? Yuli said, child, did you see last night episode? Child, Ashley and her 20 faces got me so confused. Child, she literally morphed into another person. No, Yuli, I didn't see Love After Lockup last night yet. I'm gonna watch it today. I had to work last night. I'm gonna watch it today, and then I'm gonna take my little notes, and then I'm gonna come out and do my live on Sunday with it. So but thank you for telling me that, because I can't wait to watch it. But yeah, again, y'all, if y'all do like reality shows, content and stuff, I do review Love After Lockup, which is a reality show about inmates who end up dating somebody in the free world, and when they get out, it's a whole bunch of drama that happens. So I reviewed that show on Sundays. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and that your notification button is on so that you can know the next time I'm gonna go live. So did you say an African hairstyle? No, I went to an African hair gallery. So if y'all not familiar, I don't know where you all are watching from, but in the US, they have different shops, and we have coined the term in the US, African hair gallery. Why? Because there's all African women from different countries, different areas in Africa that work at these shops, okay? And so they braid hair, and that's all they do there, right? And so we've been calling it African hair gallery since I was a child. And so that's why we call it that, because they're African and they're braiding hair. And so they are good at what they do. Most of them are good at what they do, but every now and then you have these hiccups and issues with them. And I just happen to be one of the people that had an issue with them. So I was thinking to myself, has too much time passed for me to take them to court? But then I was thinking, no, it hasn't even been a year yet. So I'm definitely going to take them to court. And because it costs $100 to serve them. So I have to pay the court, and then I have to pay the sheriff to go to their shop and serve them. So $100 may not seem a lot to somebody. However, me and my husband just moved not too long ago. We're trying to finish furnishing our house and do all of this other stuff. So $100 for us is, you know, not doable at the moment. However, when I get paid next, I'm going to take the $100 out and file the paperwork and take them to court. So they're going to get theirs, because it's just kind of like, you had the audacity to come into my locks in the beginning stages and take hair out of my lock. Are you insane? And not only that, take them out so rough. Why weren't you gentle with me? I'm a human being, not a baby doll. You were so rough that you caused bald spots in my hair. Like, I was so pissed off behind what they had done. However, you know, I thank God that the dermatologist gave me the proper treatment for my hair, and it was able to grow my hair back, but it's still not the way that it was before. And then they just damaged my locks. Like, so I was going to let it go because my hair had grown back, but I'm not letting it go at all. I'm taking them to court. I'm sorry, girl, I have to go to work in the morning. Okay, thank you, Nah, for joining. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and thank you for joining this live. Thank you so much. I'm about to get off of here too, though, y'all. I just want to come on and chit chat because I got women's Bible study at 10:30, and I'm a night worker, and right now it's 9:55. Our Bible study starts at 10:30 a.m. and I got off of work this morning at 6:30 a.m. So I had not been to sleep yet, but I didn't want to go to sleep and then get back up and have to go to Bible study. So we are meeting at the good old Starbucks, and I'm gonna go and we are going to get into the things this morning in the Word of God. So I look forward to it on Saturdays. We have a good time. We always have a good chit chat. We have a good group of women, and I think I'm the oldest one in the group. The rest of them are like young enough to be my daughter, and sometimes I be looking like, I don't want to sound like the auntie. Oh, you do ministry as well? Oh, that's awesome. What kind of ministry? Yeah, but I do feel like my knowledge, I add a certain je ne sais quoi to the group. I add a certain knowledge of my experiences when I was in my 20s. And, you know, or in my 30s, I have, you know, a certain experience there that maybe they can gravitate towards and find some comfort in. So I'm just like, you know what, I'm glad I'm in the group with the younger women so that I can add some value to them, because baby, when I said my age one time, I was like, well, I'm 42, and they was just like, oh, okay. I thought somebody was gonna be like, well, dang. Because I think all of them are like in their 20s, and I was just like, oh. But I think there's another woman in the group that she's a little older too, but I don't think she's as old as I am, so you know, but I'm just like, okay. But I love it. I love it. I love the younger girls, especially when they start talking about things that's going on in their life that I've been there, done that. So I feel like I could give them some type of, you know, pointers and things that I've went through and stuff like that. So, you know, God puts you in places where you need to be at, right? And I feel like this particular group was one of the Bible studies that I needed to be in. Like every quarter, we have what's called D groups. It's called D groups, and that stands for disciple groups. And so we get together and we have different studies. We have a journal. Our pastor actually came up with this journal. This is the journal that we have. And we have a card that comes with the various scriptures that we're going to get into and the title of the lesson. And inside the journal, you can write your notes and everything. And so I love D groups. It's really interesting, really fun. This week, we're going to be talking about transforming your purpose and calling. And so it was so much in this week that was just really, really awesome. And so yeah, y'all, I love the women's Bible study group, and they have it broken down for men too. So men have their own groups, women have their own groups, and they have all of these people who teach them. And you go on My Church app and you choose which group you want to be in. And so I love it. Somebody asked me to teach like one of the women's Bible study. I think this dude last quarter, he was really adamant about me teaching it. I was just like, I was like, I like going to the Bible study groups, but unless God tells me to do it, I'm just going to sit in the background and take notes and give input when I need to give input, okay? But anyway, y'all, let me get off of here because I am going over, like I said, to the women's Bible study this morning. Thank y'all for joining me for this live. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and like this video, comment in the comment section, and most importantly, subscribe to the Redefine Me channel. We have a good, great time over here. Please subscribe to the channel. Get your notification bells on. I will be live again on Sunday where I will be doing a review of Love After Lockup. So if you watch that show and you love that show, then join me on Sunday. I'm going to be live at 6 o'clock on Sunday doing that review. So I love y'all. May y'all have a happy, blessed, and wonderful Saturday. All right. Until we meet again. Bye.